Hello and welcome to Relationship Conversations. This is another session of our monthly conversations about relationships as we move from January into February. And tonight I've got a wonderful young couple who is doing it big. I'm so proud of them. I've watched them grow in their relationships. And a person who's been married 35 years, you can always learn from somebody else. So tonight, sit back, relax. We're going to dig into the 4Fs: faith, family, finances, and the future. And just like I learned some things, you can learn some things too. So hello, AJ and Bri.
Hi.
How you guys doing today?
Good.
Are you really doing good, or you just?
No, we're doing good. Today's a good day. It's been a good week.
Awesome. So thank you guys for being here, and this is Relationship Conversations, where we talk about faith, family, finances, and the future. And one of the things that I've been itching to ask you guys, when you guys got married years ago, our pastor, our bishop, who is in heaven now, he married you guys. It was a wonderful wedding. I mean, you guys were just, people were just excited. They were glad to be in there. And, I was thinking about the person that married you all. He founded the Emmanuel Apostolic Church, and he actually founded the Marvin Williams Center, which we are taping in tonight. So, AJ, Bri, tell us a little bit about what that meant to you guys to actually be married by the person who has such an impact on our community and on us.
You want to go first?
I'll go first. It means a lot, you know what I mean? Honestly, just beyond what he did for the community, he was just honestly like a good person and real genuine to us in general. So just him being that to us, like somebody to look up to, a mentor in a way, you know what I mean? That's really what meant the most. But on top of the fact that he's means a lot in the community was a plus for us, you know what I'm saying?
Well, for me, I grew up with this man, he's my spiritual leader since forever. And so that meant everything to me. I didn't have a say-so in my wedding, so I was grateful for my mom and my husband to, just take in consideration all of that for me personally. So it was everything for me, and I made mistakes growing up, and he was hard on me, but he supported me like through everything, through the goods and the bad. So I loved it. I appreciate that man. I miss him, and I'm just happy, the legacy that he left for all of us, honestly.
Yes, yeah, it was big. And so I'm glad we led into that, because our first topic is about faith. And I always look at myself as a Christian, a brother, a minister, and faith really isn't faith until it's been tested. It's kind of like we can start out talking big until we run into some tests, some situations or circumstances. So what role has faith played in you guys' relationship? And how important is it to you?
Man, a huge role. I've always been a person of faith, but just a true believer. So like every test that I've faced individually, I've always just been like, God, like, what am I gonna do now? Like, I'm just gonna give it to you. And then I just brought that into my marriage. Like, we're young, we've been together since we were young. So as we're growing older, we're learning about each other, and I'm happy to be able to, I feel like, be an example to show him what faith is like. And even though he has his own, I feel like, like he sometimes piggybacks on me, like, what are we gonna do, So I'm happy to be like that foundation. I mean, my faith wearies, it's not always the best, and it's not always strong, but just to have the mentality of what it is, what it truly means individually, and then to bring that into our relationship, I feel like it helps us a lot.
I feel like, faith is very important, especially when it comes to just life in general. Like, there's been a lot of times we go through things, things get tough, but a lot of times I feel like we have made it through worse. So that's why I like to always, tell Brianna is that, we have been through a lot worse. We have made it out on top of a lot of difficult situations, God hasn't turned his back on us yet, so why would he do it now, you know what I mean? So in actuality, that's my faith, I feel like we're blessed, I feel like things could be so much worse, You know what I mean? So I'm really grateful, you know what I mean, for what we do have.
Right.
And the way things are going, we're learning and we're growing, so.
Let's talk about finances. Who handles the finances? And AJ, would you have a problem if Bri brought in more money than you?
No, I wouldn't have a problem with that, you know, because that doesn't mean anything to me, you know what I mean? At the end of the day, we're married, we're in unity, you know what I mean? So what's hers is mine, just like what's mine is hers, you know what I mean? So in a sense, if she made more money than me, I would be grateful, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, I'm tired of working, you know what I'm saying? But honestly, like, it wouldn't matter to me at all, and I feel like she's the best when it comes to finances. Like, you know, she's better at saving money, you know what I mean, and keeping track of what we need to put money towards, and you know what I mean, stuff like that. Because I'm not good with money. If I have it, I'll spend it, you know, because I really don't care about it. You know what I mean?
I hear you.
Yeah.
I definitely control the money, control the bills. Definitely, like, when it comes to credit, it's something that we just started working on, so I try to just invest in that and make sure that we're paying our bills on time, and we want to buy a house soon, so we're just, you know, trying to make financial right decisions now because we made dumb decisions.
What are some of your long-term goals financially?
Financially, honestly, I feel like some of my long-term goals for us is just, you know, buying a house, you know what I'm saying? Just start, first I want to start that foundation of having a home, you know what I mean? A backyard, you know what I'm saying? Like neighbors, you know what I mean? Like, you know, that's a big goal for me. And on top of that, I just want to get to a place where filthy rich isn't like a big priority for me. I just want us to be comfortable, you know what I mean? Comfortable enough to where, you know, we're comfortable enough to where we're able to take care of our family, but also do things to where we're still having vacations, trips, you know what I mean, memories, you know what I mean? So that's really my goal. I just want to be comfortable.
We talk about that a lot because, like, I've been seeing all these nice houses, and I'm like, honestly, I wouldn't even want to live in anything like super big. You know, I don't want to have all these cars. Like, that's not the lifestyle that I want to live. I don't care how much money I have. I just kind of want to live like a normal life and be able to do things for my family that, like, my mom was great, my dad was great, but I want to do more for my kids. You know, we live in a scary world, and I want to prevent everything I can, however I can. Give them all the experiences, give them everything they need, because, it's scary. So.
No, that's good, that's good. So let's move to family. Like I said, I know family is extremely important to you guys. Talk a little bit about, how you guys are, the family is developing, and where you guys see the family going in the future. Like, you know, are there gonna be any more kids?
No more kids, no more children whatsoever.
It's possible. You know? Anything's possible, you know what I mean? I feel like the main thing when it comes to kids is just finances. You know, kids are another bill, you know what I mean? Like, 'cause you gotta feed them, you gotta clothe them, you know what I mean? You gotta take care of them, you know what I mean? It's just like, it's the main reason we don't got a pet right now. That's another kid.
For sure.
That's another kid.
For
Right?
sure.
You gotta bathe it, you know what I mean? So like, in all actuality, anything can happen when it comes to that.
Our family foundation is like just our family, us, our children. Like, we have outside family and we love them and we appreciate them and the experiences that we have with them, but to us it's like learning experiences for our own family. Like, what are we gonna do? What traditions are we gonna have? What are we gonna do different? Because, you know, these are, like, we're parents now. You know, we're not kids no more. Now we're the big dogs. We make the big decisions around here.
Focusing on like just making memories. Like lately, honestly, I can honestly say that the past few years we've been taking a lot of trips with our kids. We took them to the San Diego Zoo, to Disneyland. And we're just trying to make memories because that's really what lasts the most. You know? I want to be able to do things with my kids I wasn't unable to do as a child. You know what I mean? Create those memories, take these trips. You know, let them see these things because, you know, I feel like stuff like that matters. Creating a blueprint for when they get older. You know what I mean? Like, they're gonna be like, hey, you know, my dad and my mom took me here, you know what I mean, when they get their kids, you know what I'm saying, just to keep it going.
And I appreciate that about my parents too, cause like when I was young, we went on trips and stuff, so I was able to be like, yeah, my mom took me here, Junior, when I was young, you know, now I'm here with you like a big kid, we're just sitting here, so, and then it's good for him, like he said, because he didn't have those experiences, so it's like his first time, and it's like, wow, now we're doing it with our children, you know, and we're young and we made stupid decisions, so I didn't think that it would come so soon for us, honestly, to be able to travel, to be able to, you know, pay, like right now I feel like we are comfortable, like our bills are, you know, paid up and we're fine, you know.
Things going well,
like we still, you know, have little humps, but, you know, nothing, we don't ever,
you know, when it comes to children, what are you guys' dreams and visions for your kids? Because you know, and do you have an expectation of what you want them to do as they get older and grow, or are you just gonna be like, hey, you know what, whatever path you choose, just you know, be successful at it?
Me personally, when it comes to the kids, you know, I feel like I said, I feel like right now matters. You know what I'm saying? These are these times, you know, like especially for my son because he's 8 years old. So like, I just want him to understand that in life nothing's handed to you. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter what it is. You gotta work hard at it. You know, I want him to understand that we're not just gonna be sitting around. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why I got him in sports, try to keep him active. I'm trying to put him into position to find something that he wants to do. Doesn't necessarily just because I like it doesn't mean he's gonna like it. You know what I mean? So I'm just trying to give him that chance to touch everything to where he can find his niche, to where he knows exactly what he wants to do. But all in all, the main goal is just that they graduate. You know what I mean? And just become successful. You know what I mean? And whatever they do. You know what I'm saying? And whatever they do at the end of the day. It's just being about graduating. That's the first step. You know what I'm saying? That's the goal. That's the first step. Get past there. You know what I'm saying?
I just feel like, like growing up, I didn't have those important conversations as soon as I should have. I feel like, and I feel like now that we live in this type of world, like I talk to my son about everything. Like everything. He's 8. But if he has a question or if he heard something or sees something, I'm gonna tell him. Like I want him to know the raw, the truth, what to look out for, how to protect yourself. I can only do so much. That's why I'm happy that his dad is very active in his life. But for my girls, man, my main goal for them is just to be strong, fearless Black women. Never settle, and we support you, you know. I feel like a lot of kids don't feel like their parents support them, or they may like be scared, judgmental or scared what their parents are gonna say, but I feel like we have a great relationship with all of our kids, even our young girls. Like they're very open with us. We talk about, like I said, everything. So my main thing for my kids is to graduate, and not so much college, but just have a plan. I feel like
college is in there though.
I do feel like being a freshman or a middle schooler, you should at least, like, not solid plan, but at least know something. I feel like I didn't do that. So like when I went to high school, I was like, ooh, high school, you know, ooh, high school. I was excited, stepping and all that drill team, after school activities. I was so excited, which I want them to experience that, but I also want them to know it's serious. You know, take these 4 years serious because, you know, one, we're not going to be here forever. And they matter.
And life happens so quick.
It's so fast.
You'll be there before you know it.
I just want them to understand, like you said, first things first, understand that they're young kings and queens, you know, and to be honest, you have to carry yourself as such, especially in the world that we live in nowadays, you know what I mean? Because regardless of how you are, you get judged just so quickly, you know what I mean? So I feel like that matters, and in a sense, I feel like, just like you said, college is not a big deal, but also, I want to be in a position to where they have the funds to where when they do graduate, if they don't get a scholarship, they can still go to college because I want them to experience that life. You know what I mean? I never went to college. You know what I mean? Honestly, I didn't even graduate high school. You know what I mean? But
you're doing good.
I'm doing good though. That's why a lot of times people feel like, you know what I mean, that doesn't hinder anything. I feel like you can't allow your mistakes to justify who you are. You know what I mean?
You don't let that define you.
Don't let it define you. You know what I'm saying? Thank you, that was a word. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, you know what I mean? You gotta, you know what I mean? Just look at those as lessons, you know what I'm saying? How to change off of that, how to try to become a better you. So I think I just want them to experience things I didn't get to, that college life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Maybe even living in a dorm. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know, just experience life.
I want
you know
my
what I'm
girls to
saying?
be AKA, I'm being serious, like, I want them to be in the sorority, step in, like, sisterhood, you know,
Yeah.
like, experience that, like, outside of Washington, because
Yeah.
we honestly are not planning to leave Washington.
Nah.
Leave this Kitsap County area, but we want to stay in
In the state of
Washington.
Washington,
Yeah, in the
yeah.
state of Washington, our families are here,
Good
our
job.
parents are here,
Good
good
for
jobs are here. But I do want them to move out.
Yeah, have that
Get out of
experience.
here.
Yeah.
I want them to like go.
Yeah.
You know, soar. Live that life.
Right,
yeah,
right.
for sure.
So, and like I said, I know family is important to you guys, but I also know being together and being intimate and having the AJ and Bri time is important to you. And I'm not just talking about just the physical part,
Oh
because I watched you plan his birthday, and I said, man, I can learn something from that. So how important, I know intimacy is important, but beyond the physical, how important is intimacy in this relationship?
Honestly, I feel like a lot of times, you know, like I said, we're growing together, you know what I mean? And a lot of times we don't know, because there's no blueprint to this, you know what I'm saying? I don't care what nobody says. There's no book you can read to tell you how to be the perfect husband or how to be the perfect wife, or just the perfect significant other. So I feel like intimacy matters, you know what I'm saying? It matters because you just, doesn't mean, you know, you guys just have to be, you know what I'm saying, doing the most all the time.
Right.
But as long as you guys know, you know what I'm saying, it's just about knowing and feeling, you know what I mean, that
Right.
love. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
because it's way,
Yeah.
people think it's just it's sex,
yeah, it's not.
but it's way
No,
more than
it's
sex.
way
Yeah,
more than
you know what I
that.
mean? Like, honestly, like sometimes I just look at her and I just let her know like she's very beautiful. You know what I mean? Like, even if, like, I'm just being for real, like, even if we're not doing nothing, I just lay down. Sometimes I just want to lay on her. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
it's all about just feeling that love. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
I
And
think
feel like,
it's-
and a lot of times, like I told you, like, sometimes women don't understand it, but as men, we just want to be held.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, we just
Thank
want
you,
to,
AJ.
you know what I'm saying? I say it for us. You know what I'm saying? We just want to be held sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Want to be the little spoon. You know?
I feel honestly we grew to learn each other's
Mhm.
like what they
Love
call it, love
language.
language. That's what they call it.
Yeah,
We grew to learn each other's, cause like at first, like I feel like we were missing each other.
Mhm.
Like I wasn't getting what I needed. I feel like he wasn't getting what we needed, and it caused situations to happen. And then it was like, okay, now we need to buckle down and really figure it out.
Right.
And Alora, my sister, actually is the one that told me about these 7 things. Something about like 7 days, 7 weeks, 7 months. It's like you and your man.
Right.
7 days, like
Every
it's
7
a
days.
date. Like it doesn't have to be out to dinner. It doesn't have to be nothing but just away from the kids, even if it's in your living room. And then what she
Every
said,
7 weeks.
weeks was like
Like
a date.
Like a real day.
Yeah, like going out,
Yeah, every 7
getting
months
away
a
from
trip.
the house, and then 7 months was like a trip
Right.
outside of your stay, outside of your norm, just you and him.
Right.
And we've been doing that, and it's been great. Like literally, just making our time a priority
Right.
has helped our marriage completely. Because for years we would just be like, oh, we gotta grind, we gotta pay rent, we gotta get this for Junior, we gotta do this.
Like,
And
for a while, I honestly felt like in the beginning, you know what I mean, because like we're young, so, and having kids, you know what I mean, and him, it stops us from doing a lot, you know what I mean.
Right.
One, we got priorities, you know what I mean. We can't expect everybody to want to keep. We don't want people keeping our kids all the time, you know what
Right.
I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
so a lot of
makes you
times.
feel old.
A lot of times, yeah, it makes you feel old fast. It makes us feel like for a minute, we felt like,
No,
we're just,
yeah,
right.
just-
we're just working and waking up,
Right.
working and waking up, working. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, so it was like, man, we're like, man, I had to tell, we were talking with other, we're literally like, we're old. Like,
we gotta figure
feeling
it
40
out.
in here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, we need to,
Right.
we're young. We need to step out and
Right.
we understand that. Now I feel like we don't feel so bad when it comes to us wanting to give us our own time.
Your
It's
time,
needed.
yeah.
You know what I mean? A lot of times people don't understand that that's very much needed.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Yeah, we live together. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we live together. We see each other a lot. You know what I mean? But that's different from just being alone and having our time.
Yes.
Regardless if it's just us watching our show. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? Like, that time matters. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Oh,
all
yeah.
that's
For
facts.
sure.
All that little bit of time matters.
Man, it's awesome. So we're gonna move into the future. Paint a picture for us and those who might tap in to this. What do you see this relationship in the future? What does it look like?
A mentorship for others. I feel like we've been through so much, and like we beat the odds. People don't stay together in high school, and I mean, we still have years to go, but we've been together for 11 years, like, and there's been situations that's happened in between time that I feel like just made us stronger, like made the foundation stronger for our future. So in my perfect world, it would just be a comfortable marriage, a comfortable loving marriage where we can be that ear or shoulder for another maybe young married couple that's trying to, you know, get there. I feel like we are that in some way for some people, and then I also feel like we also don't have all the answers because everybody's different.
Right.
So yeah, I guess it would just be just comfortability, stability within ourselves, within our love, our marriage, and just stronger. And yeah, that's a perfect picture for me.
What's your picture look like for this relationship in the future, AJ?
You know, the perfect picture for me, you know what I mean? Honestly, you know what I mean? The only thing that I would really change, you know what I mean? Because in a sense to me, you know what I mean? Nothing's perfect, but I feel like this is my perfect picture.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I just feel like just being more financially stable in a sense, you know what I'm saying? Like, just like I said, just being comfortable, you know what I mean? That's really it, you know what I mean? Because I just want to be in a spot to where my future is just me building, just growing with my family. Like I said, I want that backyard. You know what I'm saying?
No,
I want that home. You know what I mean? I want my son walking to that school
Right.
bus. You know, that's my perfect
Looking
picture.
back at the other kids,
You know
that's
what I'm
my
saying? Walking out
dad.
in my road, getting mail. You know what I'm saying? That's my perfect. How you doing, Claude? You know what I'm saying? That's my perfect picture. You know, like, so honestly, it's just living that family life.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Sounds
Yeah.
good. Last question, and this is a question for both of you. Bri, what advice would you give the Bri who married AJ 7 years ago to the Bri that's sitting here right now? What advice would you give her?
Are you saying what advice I would give to the Bri 7 years ago?
Yeah.
I would just say keep your head up, girl. Like, you can beat odds. I used to feel like I used to be really hard on myself, you know, like, man, they're just gonna think of me like this, or oh, my mom's just gonna chew my head off. But now I'm just like, just do it, you know, just do it right then and there, do it when you're feeling like it, when you hear that word, just do it, because who's gonna stop you, you know? You're your worst critic, you know, God is always by your side, and just go with the flow. I used to just be so hard on myself, so that's how I would feel. I would say to myself, just chill.
So
It's gonna
AJ,
be okay.
you surprised her. So what advice would you give to AJ who surprised her at the office 7 years ago to the AJ?
I would give him the advice to let him know that, you know, it's gonna get tougher before it gets easier. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know, and honestly, that to understand that everybody that's with you isn't with you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not everybody that's with you is really. Some people are just there for that moment. They're not gonna. You know what I'm saying? They don't support your journey. You know what I'm saying? To see where you're headed or where you're going. You know, so sometimes, you know, it's tough. But honestly, I would have really trimmed down my circle a lot sooner. You know what I mean? Because I feel like I said, in a sense, the outside is really what interferes with the inside of your home. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So that's what I would have changed a lot different. You know, I told myself to just really focus on, you know what I'm saying, building your foundation. Because I feel like, a lot of the actions that I did in the past, you know, of course we're growing. You know what I mean?
Right.
Nobody's perfect, but you know what I mean. I feel like I would have moved a lot differently. You know what I mean? But all in all, you know, those mistakes made me who I am today. So I'm very grateful. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like I'm a better man because of it, in a sense. You know what I mean?
Wow. I couldn't have said it better than AJ said it. We're better people because of our past experiences. And I am so thankful that you tuned in again to Relationship Conversation. This is a young couple, but they doing it big and they doing it the right way. And I hope that you picked up some good nuggets from them. And this was such a good conversation. I might have to bring them back a couple months from now because it was just such an outstanding job. So thank you, AJ. Thank you, Bri.
Of course.
And we appreciate you all who tuned in to Relationship Conversations. And we'll see you. next